I'm here today, and all I hear is how I'm chasing crazy dreams. They'll sing, 'cause I've got perfect songs and melodies just waiting to come out of me, and you'll sing along like, oh, whoa. Fancy words, clever lines, and tales that take you back in time, and you'll sing along like, oh, whoa, and they'll know. Everyone will know. They should have believed in me.
Should have believed, baby. Welcome one, welcome all to the Spiel.
Hello.
The Spiel. Yeah. Hey, okay, you ready?
Okay, go ahead.
Did you have a different pronunciation there of the name?
The Spiel?
The Spiel. The Spiel. Do you go Spiel?
You should, because like my email is Spiel on, and do you have a hard time with that? Everyone has a hard time with that. They've never heard of that word.
It's the Spiel, surely. They're like, oh yeah, that show, I know all about that. I should know the Spiel on part.
We're here to educate.
Yeah.
And we miss Julie.
We do miss Julie, who...
She's probably on The Price is Right or something.
Correct. She's out in California because she's become a little difficult to handle. You know, she's like demanding a lot, like in her dressing room and her, you know, the private transport, and things have to be a certain way.
Yeah.
And she just feels like it's time for the California transition.
Yeah. She's ready to go. She's having a ball.
Standing in line there in California, wanting to be on The Price is Right. Not sure she got on, but boy, if they skipped on her, imagine like the ratings drop. That will not be
bad.
good.
Yeah,
that will not be good.
The pictures.
Okay, listen, I want to try something on for size here. Okay. You are beautiful. You're kind. You're a great mother. What does that do for you?
You is smart.
You is smart.
You is important.
You is smart. You is kind. You is important. You know, we have a guest today that will kind of enlighten all of us.
That's right.
To the power of just one kind word.
One kind word.
A few kind words. It
can change someone's day.
You know, notice that I didn't ask you to reciprocate that because I don't know what you would say.
No, I was.
You were quoting a line from a movie.
Didn't I? But that's exactly right. I was. And I also didn't I get you a plaque?
You did. You got
what did it
very
say?
Nice,
Something about one kind word. I don't know.
One kind word. What is it? One
kind word can change a day. And you know, honestly though, it can change a life.
Yes.
Because I remember one time, and I know it was the silliest thing, but something happened to me one time. And someone said, this was an old friend that I'd known forever. But he had called me and he goes, you know what you are? And I said, what? He said, you are full of grooviness.
Grooviness.
And I thought, I'd never heard that. I thought, that is so cool.
And he just set the tone for the rest of your life, the healthy hippie chef, and you've got the peace sign and the...
Grooviness means many things to me. But
yes.
I just thought that was super
That was
cool.
very sweet. It was super, super sweet. And you know, it is interesting, and not to be a downer here, but there was this story that I heard where this young boy, you know, many times in school, kids can be cruel, and we talked about this. And you know what, in defense of those kids, they probably had something done to them in the past, and they're just trying to reciprocate. Yeah. But anyway, so this young boy, you know, he was the nerdy guy, nobody would help, and it was like the last day of school, and he's getting his books out, and he's headed out, and he drops them all. You know, I mean, he's already got a lot on his mind, he drops them all. And like the jock in the school, the real popular guy, stops and he helps him pick it up and pick the books up, and they start talking, and they walk all the way out to the parking lot and whatever, and you know, he gets in the car and goes on about his day, and I guess a couple of years. Well, obviously the very smart kid goes on to be valedictorian, and part of the speech is that day he was going home to end his life, and the jock saved him.
Wow.
And I'm like,
that's a God thing there.
It was a God thing, and it was so profound, and like you said, you don't know how much that one word will mean to somebody. So. That's right. But stick around because you're going to learn a whole lot today. We'll be right back.
Coming up on the Spiel.
What exactly did these Post-it notes do?
Back in February, I wrote out about 900 of them and put "You are special, you are awesome," put them all over the lockers at school.
You know what? Already my skin is crawling a little bit. I mean, I'm a little nervous that there are lots of bees in there, I'm assuming. Mm-hmm. Like how many?
Maybe 30 to 50,000.
Come again? 30 to 50,000 in this box.
You work hard, You expect reliability from the moment you turn the key to the service you get after the sale. Yanmar has a proven history of hard-working tractors and equipment, like the Yanmar YT235 with 34.2 horsepower and hydrostatic transmission, or the YT359 with 58.9 horsepower and a factory cab with heating and AC. You can rely on the Yanmar name, and you can find it at Back 40 Tractors and Equipment, located in Vienna and Goreville, or find us online at back40tractors.com. The Bank of Heron has been serving Southern Illinois since 1937, offering everything from checking and savings accounts to loans and a full-service trust department. With convenient locations and a dedicated professional staff, our outreach and involvement in the communities we serve plays an integral role in how we do business, proving it's not just a bank, it's a relationship. The Bank of Heron. To find out more, visit bankofheron.com.
I need to find a doctor fast.
Why don't you go to Christopher Rural Health? They have 11 clinics.
What do?
They took my state insurance and I wasn't put on a long waiting list.
We didn't have insurance and they saw my kids and me. Now we're all covered.
They hooked me up close to home and got me a ride too.
Even if you can't pay, they don't turn you away.
Do you have their number?
Sure. 1-800-408-7351. Visit us at crhpc.org.
You're watching The Spiel.
One school in Tunnel Hill, that's Johnson County, Illinois, is being described as a beacon of positivity, in part because of nearly 1,000 Post-it notes. Becca, Lambert, and Brian Chaney here now to explain exactly what that means. What exactly did these Post-it notes do, or what did you do with them?
Back in February, I wrote out about 900 of them and put "You are special, you are awesome, you are unique," lots of different things, and put them all over the lockers at school, the teachers' doors, lots of different things. And we did it one night.
Under the cover of darkness,
Yeah.
you know, this kind gesture. And we learned very quickly the impact that these words of encouragement had.
Yeah.
The coach here, I guess you either bribed him or knocked on the door and he was kind enough to let you in.
Yeah.
And you said you weren't quite sure what she was going to do, but you soon found out it was a very positive thing.
Yeah, she wouldn't tell me and I wouldn't ask either because, I've known her a couple years now, and I had full trust in her that it was going to be something good and worth it.
Okay.
And then the next day, I kind of wanted to have that element of surprise too, and it was amazing the next day to just see the hall just filled with all these colorful Post-it notes.
Nice.
with amazing inspirational
That's great.
sayings on them.
That's really great. And Becca, do you do some volunteering there or substitute teacher? Is that what you're doing there?
I'm a substitute teacher, yeah.
So you came in and you wanted to do this kind act, but you also brought your son into the fold. And boy, a lot of people could learn from that as well,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, he was actually helping him with basketball with the younger kids. And so he hung out with me, and the Post-it notes wouldn't actually stay on the wall. Or on the lockers because of matting, I guess, that they have on them, or finish that they have on them. So he went behind me and we used Scotch tape, which we took out of his room.
That's awesome.
And taped them all up. And as we went through it took about 2 hours to get them all taped up. And
very nice. And now we're hearing that there's such a residual effect because these kids, no matter their age, they held on to those words of encouragement. Perhaps those were maybe some of the first times that people had said something so nice or written something so nice and shared with them. You said that you heard some of the younger ones even repeating words that they were reading. What were they saying and what did you hear?
They were like, "This was awesome." They thought it was really cool. A lot of the kids kept them in their lockers for the rest of the year. And the last day of school, I had went in. Some of the teachers still had them up on theirs until they took them down on the last day, and some kids were pulling out stuff out of their lockers, and they were still in there on the last day of school. So it was pretty cool.
And you were able to somewhat hang back in the wings and see some of the smiles?
Yeah, no one was supposed to know that I was doing it.
Okay.
No one was supposed to know after I did it either that it was me. But somebody fixed that. But I was substituting for the 8th grade teacher, and I could hear them out in the hallway, and they thought it was really neat. The funniest one was we'd put "You Are Wanted," And some of the kids were like, what am I wanted for? Like,
like a wanted poster all of a sudden. Yeah. It is something that perhaps we take for granted. And Stacy pointed out this morning that the fact that it wasn't a text or it wasn't electronic, it was actually a handwritten gesture, a kind word that was shared. And, if you haven't tried it, you kind of remember those days when mom would maybe leave you a message in your lunchbox and you'd open it up and maybe you were a little embarrassed because you were around your friends, but boy, it just kind of warmed your heart, didn't it? To experience things like that. And in this day and age, do you think more acts of kindness like that are necessary?
I think so, yeah, definitely.
What do you see in schools now? Kids can kind of be cruel.
Yes, especially in the middle school level. I mean, I substitute from pre-K up to high school.
Right.
And high school's rough too, but middle school is probably one of the roughest times, just in general.
Yeah. And how do? You just lap that out of them, Coach? You're like, run or do push-ups or sit-ups or?
We've got the beauty of having a small school where everybody, their families and everything, and we have a pretty good, finger on that pulse, and we can kind of work a lot of things out just by talking to kids.
Sure.
Because most of the stuff that we deal with is minor,
right.
Misunderstandings, this, that, the other. Middle school is a tough time because a lot of changes are happening for those kids, and some kids don't know how to handle it if they're changing or other kids are changing and they're not, so on and so forth. So stuff like this kind of helps to put that on the back burner, and they kind of forget about all their problems with each other for a minute. Like, oh, what'd you get? Oh, what's your say?
Nice.
That was kind of nice to see two kids that may not have been getting along very well, comparing their sticky notes and, well, what'd you get? Or what'd you get? And they're going up and down the hallways trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about not it being a surprise was the faculty, because it was all over their doors too, and they didn't know who did it either. And I think they got a bigger kick out of it than the kids did, because they could really feel the full impact of the time it took to write all these out and put them all up and all that kind of stuff. The kids, they just appear like Santa could have done it. They don't know.
That's awesome. And that's kind of what it was, that whole, magical occurrence there. And, for the most part, dislike has to be taught, right? Innately, people are good at the core. Mm-hmm. And for you to be able to, if only for a moment in time, bring that out, kudos to you.
Thanks. Well, whenever you walk into the school, for the kids, they walk in two main doors and they see like the junior high wing. And so a lot of the younger kids, because they go to the gym, they just saw junior high. They hadn't seen their side yet. So they would come in and they were waiting in the gym trying to see, why did they get sticky notes? Why in the world? Well, then, a couple of the teachers' kids had went down to drop their stuff off and saw that they'd gotten it too.
Nice.
And so one of them actually wore it on his shirt back to the school, back to the gym, and he's like, look, I'm unique. Isn't that cool? And he was all excited about it. And later, you see the younger kids coming down, and it was just a buzz the whole day. Like, everybody was happy. You didn't hear anybody arguing or
you didn't leave anybody out.
No.
Good for you.
Yeah, we did the cooks in the janitor's closet and put probably 5 or 6 on all the teachers, and the office windows were all done. And,
you were thorough. Yeah. Well, kudos. Congratulations.
Thank
it was
you.
A pleasure meeting you.
You too.
Thank you so much for coming. And we'll be right back.
Coming up on the Spiel.
And this is what you would harvest. You would take a sharp knife and you can cut the cappings off, and you can either spin it or let it drip out, however you choose.
That is so smart.
Am I called to be defeated? Honestly, Lord, my heart is depleted. Help me to recognize I'm needed. Every prayer for hope I pleaded.
It doesn't have to cost a thing to do a random act of kindness.
These are for you, Mama.
So divided in this country right now, and it needs to stop. This eye for an eye leaves everyone blind. Love one another and let that define us as a nation. Farmers State Bank, no one serves you better.
If you've got stuff, you need storage. K&K Buildings has a building option that's perfect for you. From cabin options to utility and lofted style barns, big or small. And you can get a building delivered with no credit check, no hassle. Versatile, well built with quality that's second to none. K&K Buildings are locally made to match your needs. Available in a wide range of sizes and options. Got stuff? Get storage. See all that we have to offer. Visit our locations in Benton and Carterville or find out more at KandKPortableBuildings.com.
My dad came here in the early 50s and started. My name is John Smith. My brother Terry and I have Smith Dairy Farm, and we're producers of milk for Prairie Farms Dairy. And we're outside at 4:30 in the morning. Cows need fed 365 days a year, and you learn the mannerisms of each animal. You learn who they are. Prairie Farms, they depend on us to be finished milking at a time when the truck's going to come to get the milk. We're all one big team.
Proudly farmer-owned.
It's part of what we've been raised to do.
Prairie Farms.
You're watching The Spiel.
Pamela Rizkallah, you're here just to, you know what, already my skin is crawling a little bit. I mean, I'm a little nervous that there are lots of bees in there, I'm assuming? Mm-hmm. Like how many?
Maybe 30 to 50,000.
Come again? 30 to 50,000 in this box. Mm-hmm. Who is this supposed to be?
I'm the assistant.
She's the assistant. No, she is a professional bee. What is the correct term? Bee lady, beekeeper?
Did they say beekeeper?
A beekeeper.
Crazy
yes.
person? I mean, this is what you wear when you
yes.
go into?
Yep, this is what we wear. This is actually a ventilated bee suit.
Okay.
It actually has 3 layers. And this is actually the coolest bee suit that you can buy temperature-wise.
Yes.
Although in the 100-degree southern Illinois heat, nothing's
It's still,
cool.
right. And these are probably not the correct shoes.
No, I would not suggest those
The open-toed.
The open-toed,
Yes.
flip-flops,
Nice.
sandals, probably not a good idea.
Okay.
And they cannot sting you in this suit. Like you're
Well, they are going to fly right there in that little hole
yeah,
you didn't know you had.
Yeah, you have to zip up the veil.
Yeah,
But I mean, if that's
But other
zip
than
up
that,
the
I
veil.
think you'd
if
be
you
safe.
were to crush one in your elbow or behind, then it could
sting.
potentially make contact,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
But I'm anaphylactic and I have yet to be stung. at
Yeah,
my base.
okay.
That's what I was gonna say.
what's a little weird. I mean,
Right.
you're like deathly allergic?
Yes.
So
Yes,
did you think this through?
I did.
Okay.
Yes, I always wear my bee suit. I'm always very cautious. I use my smoker. The
Okay.
smoke actually helps to settle the bees down, and when
Okay.
you smoke them, they will gorge themselves on honey, and they will be calmer. So, and if you're slow and deliberate with your movements, the likelihood of getting stung is pretty low.
What's in that smoke? Is it like, I mean, would it help Stacy calm down, and would it have the same effect?
No, it would probably make her cough a little bit.
Okay,
Typically
okay.
what I use is pine shavings and horse bedding, and that keeps it lit for a long time and makes a nice billowy smoke.
Okay. So for people, obviously you're a honey fanatic. I mean, you
I love honey.
You can't get enough of it.
But I'm interested because I know nothing about this process.
You kind of have to come out of that so I can take you seriously, because it's really kind of freaking me out. Like you're an alien person or something.
Okay.
Oh, and see, the hair's still perfect. Oh, look at that. Doesn't she still look stunning?
Okay.
Have you
like
ever
a
seen
queen.
it? Doesn't it? Just like a queen bee right there.
So, I know, like, how did you get started?
Well, I've always had a fascination with bees in general, and then one year we just bought a package of bees, which a package is a queen and a bunch of bees in a box.
Okay. You get that at Walmart, or you have to order that special? Or?
No, that's something typically that you have to special order.
Got it.
Sometimes they mail bees in the mail, or you can pick them up locally from a beekeeper.
Okay.
And we got started that way with our first year with a package of bees. We no longer purchase package bees because we have since learned better.
They're not what's wrong with the packaged bees?
Well, the more you get into the packaged bees are typically not from our geographic region, so they are not adapted to what we have here in Southern Illinois.
Okay.
So we now are actually queen producers, and we produce queens from local stock,
That's
and we
cool.
also sell nucleus colonies from local stock, which are more adapted to our area, and they do a lot better for the beekeepers here.
I just have to ask. I mean, how do you know if she's a queen? How do you know you've got a queen there?
Well, a queen looks visibly different. If you
Okay.
look here on the top of this box here, this is
Yes.
this is a drawing. But
Okay.
you notice this is,
Oh, wow.
the
Lot
queen's
bigger.
the queen's a lot bigger. She's
Okay.
a lot longer than the rest
Oh,
of the
wow,
bees.
yeah, a lot.
And you can see a queen. You can see the difference.
Who's-
These would be the queens, and the queen, and these are the workers.
Now, who's brave enough to breed the queen bee? I mean, does that happen, or how does that? How do you reproduce like that?
Okay, so the majority of the hive is all female.
Okay.
So there are only drones. Drones are the male bee.
Okay.
And the drones are the bees that mate with the queens. And
Okay.
it does not happen in the hive. It actually happens in flight. So that's out and about.
Did
yeah.
you know that? I mean, I thought she was the only chick in there. I didn't realize there was a bunch.
No, there's only one queen in the hive.
Okay,
There's
so
only
one
one queen. Yes.
And the rest are drones.
So when when it is a larva, so first it starts out as an egg,
Okay.
and then it turns into a larva, and it's fed a special diet
Okay.
to turn into a queen. So she has to be selected, and then they will feed her special, and then she will turn into a queen bee. A lot of times when bees on their own, when they make multiple queens,
Okay.
and if multiple hatch at the same time, they will run around and kill the other ones.
Why?
So that only one survives.
There's only one in
There's
here.
only one queen. In this box, there's only one queen.
So what if she dies?
Then they will try to replace her if they have the resources to.
Will the drones be faithful to the new queen, or?
The drones, their only job in life is to try to mate with one queen. They can't sting. They don't produce any honey. They don't gather any nectar. They are just solely for reproduction. And towards the end of the year, around now, the hive will actually evict all the drones and kill them. So,
And there's no king.
Wow.
no king.
Nothing
There's only a queen.
okay.
It's all female
All
run.
drones.
So all the pollen
I mean,
collectors and the
let's
nectar.
talk about it. Most
all
important
women.
thing in our female
Yep.
rhyme. I mean, you just,
I agree.
And as far as the queen, does she just basically sit on the throne and like direct, or does she make honey?
Well, no, she lays eggs. That's her
She
job.
lays eggs,
So she's
okay.
attended by nurse bees. They attend and they feed her, and her primary job is to keep the colony going, to lay eggs, and she will not, after she takes a mating flight, she will not leave the hive again unless they swarm.
this is crazy.
How long would a typical queen live?
Anywhere from 2 to 5 years.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
And the sole purpose of doing all of this is to test fate in your case here, but also this is the end result. Is this what we're looking for?
It depends on your focus. So
Okay.
our focus is queen production.
Okay.
So we do not harvest as much honey as beekeepers who focus on honey production.
Okay.
Because in order to produce queens and to produce bees for sale, it requires an incredible amount of resources. And so the bees, consequently, they eat the honey.
Okay, 'cause you gotta feed 'em and keep 'em healthy.
So it's a lot. It takes a lot of resources from the bees. We harvest maybe anywhere from 100 to 150 pounds a year.
Oh, wow, okay.
But beekeepers that strictly focus on honey production produce way more than that.
Okay.
We run about 50 colonies right now.
Can we open that
Yeah,
up so
sure, we
Jason
can
can come and like be intrusive and invasive and take everybody's picture in there?
Oh, wow.
There they are.
Do you want me to explain a little bit about what you're seeing here with the observation
let's
hive?
talk about that first.
Okay, so what you're seeing here, these are all worker bees that you see, and you see some open nectar right here.
Okay.
When it's not capped, it's called nectar. When it is capped, then it's actually honey. So this would be harvestable honey that you could actually take and harvest. But these worker bees are working on this frame here. You typically will not see the queen on a food frame, on a honey frame. And then you see here this is what beekeepers call burr comb. And these bees have decided to fill it with honey. There's actually honey in there as well.
Is that that's where you get it? I mean, you're not going to go in and just get the individual you just take
What
that off.
What you would do when you're ready to harvest the honey is you would take it off of a frame.
Okay.
So this one has wax on it. I'll bring this one out.
Oh, wow.
So this is actually a wax frame.
Okay.
And what the bees do, they fill this with honey and nectar, and then when it's ready to be harvested, they'll cap it. And so this is what you would actually take out of your hive body.
Okay.
And this is what you would harvest. You would take a sharp knife and you can cut the cappings off, and you can either spin it or let it drip out however you choose.
That is so smart. They're actually very smart little things, aren't they? They let you know when it's done.
Yep.
Wow. But they have no intent for you to take it. That probably would make them mad a little bit.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, just use a lot of smoke and use a bee brush to brush them off.
Okay.
And then take your frame inside and harvest it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am fascinated by that box right there. You definitely want to keep that under control.
Without the honeybees, we would not have any food.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
And unfortunately, in our area, last August, we lost our entire apiary to a chemical kill. So we had to start this year from scratch. And we work very hard with providing good genetics to the area. So we work with a larger network of people to bring good genetics to Southern Illinois, and we were completely wiped out last August. So this spring we started with 1 hive and we're back up to 50.
There you go. Well, keep up the good work. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. And we'll be right back.
Coming up on the Spiel.
You've talked about struggles, but yet this singing together, you said you essentially get to fall in love with her every time she opens her mouth and sings. So do you feel the same?
How could you not? Like, that's part of the package. Like, if you support someone, you hope they're good at it.
On Friday night, I said to my mom, I said, I think God wants me to bake cakes. And she said, honey, you need to re-listen. You didn't hear that right.
If you live in Southern Illinois, you drive around, you're probably going to go by one of our buildings or know somebody that has a building that we have put up. It's only limited by one's imagination. You can build pretty much anything with post-frame building. They're economical and sturdy. It's going to last a long time. We try to work hard, get the job done, buy efficiently to keep the cost as low as possible for our customer. We have a website, newcombconstruction.com. At the end of the day, I have to be satisfied with the work we do.
Have you ever noticed how a cake can make any occasion feel special? At Small Cakes, we see it all the time. Turns out cupcakes can do the same thing. Cookies too. From expertly crafted cakes, gourmet cupcakes, and cookies for any celebration, making things feel special is what we're great at. That's why we'd love to make something for you. And let's face it, it's not a party unless there's cake. Small Cakes of Woodstock, Georgia. Like us on Facebook and visit our website at smallcakeswoodstock.com.
You'll know you're in Shawnee Forest Country when the hills rise up to meet you. The Shawnee National Forest is home to miles of unbelievable natural wonders. Plan your getaway at southernmostillinois.com.
You're watching The Spiel. The Spiel presents You're On, 100% original new music.
Hello, my name is Jermaine Bollinger. This is my wife, Mallory. Collectively, we are Jermaine Bollinger, and this song is called Listening. Favor
The palate changes every 7 years, and you never know what you're going to like. We try to set up weekly tastings.
It's an opportunity to try different things, experience the tastings that we offer.
It'll usually be a representative from the supplier. Will come in and they'll taste 3 or 4 products.
We encourage people to come in, shop the store.
To expand their palate, try different things.
Like us on Facebook to keep up with tastings and weekly specials. Speakeasy Liquors. There's a lot that goes into building a new home from the ground up. From choosing the right floor plan to making sure you're using the highest quality materials, all while keeping your project within budget. It helps to know you can depend on a trusted supplier that carries more than just lumber. From wall studs to sheetrock, flooring to countertops, Southside Lumber has all the tools and materials you'll need delivered. Southside Lumber has been supplying materials for the whole house for the last 70 years, proving we're more than just lumber. Southside Lumber. You're watching The Spiel.
Jermaine and Mallory Bollinger, you're on. How does that feel?
Pretty awesome.
Does it feel pretty
Glad
good?
to be here.
It's better than being off, I guess.
I guess,
right?
yeah. I like to feel like I'm on.
Exactly. You know, I guess I'm a bit of a stalker because attending a church a while back,
Yes.
and you were there performing.
Yes.
You were behind the drums though at the time.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
Was
so.
that like a long time ago?
I've slept since then.
I've been to church since then as well, so I guess I should clarify that. Yeah, we were just visiting, and you did a great job. And,
Thank you.
We've been following you on social media, and you're kind of a stalker too.
Many musical talents. That's
Yes.
why she thought you were going to come in and drum, and I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
he's singing.
Yeah,
And
that's
you
what
know,
I learned how to play in school.
you exude happiness. I mean, when
It's really kind of
watch you
unfair.
sing, it is. You can't help but be happy.
Yeah.
When God's in your life, you're pretty happy.
That's true.
Amen, amen. And you know, I love your story. You know, you found each other
Yep.
and you're together, you're married, and you're not just together and married, but you also, you know, on your post, and social media can be a very powerful thing if used correctly.
Yes.
You've talked about struggles, but yet this singing together, you said you essentially get to fall in love with her every time she opens her mouth
Yes.
and sings. So
That's
do
the
you feel
truth.
the same?
I think so. Yeah, I just a lot of people ask me about like dating a musician, or like, oh my gosh, your husband's a really good singer. Like they're surprised when they hear it, but I was like, how could you not? Like that's part of the package. Like if you support someone, you hope they're good at it and they succeed at it. So yeah, it's just another awesome thing to support someone doing the thing they love and they're good at.
And that always means so much hearing her say that.
Does it help that she can harmonize so
Oh
well?
yeah. Oh yeah.
That's great.
Oh yeah. And we started out not really singing together. You know, when we first started dating, she was in Allstate and I was the drummer in Allstate, and we came to a place of, you know, starting to date each other. And then when we got married, she was kind of our merchandise representative. She didn't really have a role in the group.
She was the one out front, the T-shirts,
Yeah.
and get your posters and signed. Okay, cool. I mean,
now
you got to
we-
start somewhere.
Now we've got another guy doing that, but I think it was really just inevitable, you know, in all honesty. We're meant to be together, and she's been with me through thick and thin, so why not have her in the band as well? So that's kind of a mindset that I had in regards to it. And she was a little bit hesitant at first, just, you know, and I think it was more so because there's a lot of, you wear your heart on your sleeve when you're a musician, and there's a lot of issues when it comes to, you know, correction and stuff like that. So
Working together when you're married.
Yeah,
it's got that.
Oh, yeah, that's tough.
yeah.
Working together,
That was a
living
little flat
together,
turns into
yes.
how
I
dare
mean, I
you.
feel like it's all the same, like rebuilding a house together.
Yeah.
You know, there so many things can come of that. There's frustrations that happen as a result, but when God's in the middle of it, you know, that's the way we keep things, and that's our first priority.
Awesome.
Tell us a little bit about who you were named after.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was. My dad was a really big Jackson 5 fan, or still is to this day, and we grew up listening to him, Michael Jackson and Jermaine Jackson, and that's who I was named after. And you know, I think my dad thought I had a musical ability in me of some sort, because he called it by naming me Jermaine Jackson.
Jermaine Jackson Bollinger. There you go.
He actually doesn't have a middle name.
I don't have a middle name, but it's funny because you kind of hit the nail on the head. It was supposed to be Jermaine Michael Bollinger, but they thought it was too Jackson 5-y.
A little bit.
Yeah.
2 out of 5
yes,
is too many.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's, you know, it's what you sound
I'm just gonna. Can you dance too? Because
I do a little bit of dancing. Mallory thinks I'm a good dancer.
Can you moonwalk? Like,
I have been able to in the past, and I was actually, when I was at GT, I was the worship pastor over there in Decatur for 2.5 years, and we did like a volunteer appreciation banquet, and they had this all the pastors got up on stage and did this really cool, like, thank you to all the volunteers. And it was like a We Are the World thing.
Nice.
And I was Michael Jackson.
Okay.
And I did
this kind of stuff. Okay.
yeah, and I did the moonwalk, and they had like Lady Gaga in there and all these different fake celebrities.
Yes,
and
fake
I just
celebrities.
happened to be
Okay.
Michael Jackson.
We have to see a little bit of it. Can you do a little bit? Or okay, at least some of this stuff. You got
yeah.
some of that?
Oh yeah, I can
Okay.
do it. I can do a little bit of the warm popping and locking.
There you go. That's
He's a good wedding date.
yeah. Oh, it was a good wedding?
He's a good wedding date dancer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. Well, we don't want to let you get away without, of course, sharing the message behind the music.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about that.
When I released this album's only just a few weeks old. Is anybody listening? And the songs that we played today are both from that album. And when I released that album, it started out as a marketing gimmick. Are people still listening to Jermaine Bollinger's music? And that was just kind of the mindset of it. And then, God takes something over as soon as you get done and leave it alone. He's like, I'm gonna make this mine. This is mine, and I'm gonna make it travel, and I'm gonna advance it. And it turned from is anybody listening to Jermaine Bollinger to is anybody listening to that still small voice? Mm-hmm. And that's really what it became, and that's the route that it took. And my hands are on it, but God taking it in another direction, even changing it from a simple marketing gimmick to something that is going to help advance the kingdom and change lives. And that's really the message of why we're here. If we can save one lost soul, if we can help somebody hear who God is, if we can show the world that our God is amazing, that's the mindset, and that's why we're here. That's the message.
Amen. And your story is miraculous all the way around. I love your accessory and not your necklace.
Oh, yeah.
Baby
This one.
Bollinger bump on board, yes.
Yep.
Baby boy. Yeah.
Yes, we're having a little boy. Very excited about that.
Here's your chance. Michael Bollinger it is.
The legacy.
I've thought about it before. We've got some names in mind. And we might as we're not going to do Tito or anything.
Tito would be a little weird. Yeah, Tito.
Nobody cares about Tito.
Exactly. Well, thanks so much for coming out and sharing your message.
you.
It was
Yeah.
absolutely inspirational. We wish you the best of luck. And we'll be right back.
Coming up on the Spiel.
It has a can of Mountain Dew in the batter, and then people say, did you turn it green? Well, if you don't turn it green, it looks like pee. Nobody wants to eat pee.
The biggest thing in life is to help other people. So I feel like every day I go to work, if I can make a difference, either it's small or large, it's worth it. Three Rivers has a program for firefighter 1 and 2. After you do that, you're going to go through and you're going to take a state test that qualifies you to be an actual professional firefighter. And Three Rivers is just a great place to start. A great program. The campus is really easy to get around. I'm actually an adjunct instructor, so I've furthered to go on and do that. So I really enjoy seeing someone that started where I started at. Not every day you make an impact, but when someone's at their worst, it makes you feel great that you can step in there and help somebody in a time of need. Three Rivers College. Success starts here.
We do our purchasing, which gives us deeper discounts. So we have 5 acres full here, another 5 acres full across the street. Get online, check it out, tristaterv.com. We have our new RVs, pre-owned, clearance. It's so simple to go through. We have toy haulers, travel trailers, fifth wheels, trailers, and motorhome. Call us or go online, get a quote, trade in value, get financing, or just contact us. And we'll send you written information as well as a video. Get a hold of us and see what we do for you.
Tri-State RV.
I won't be beat.
We love making new friends. Visit us online at facebook.com/Spiel On.
And we are spieling it in our Southside Lumber kitchen, brought to you by Prairie Farms. And this is about the distance that I could go, because if I get too close to that, it's not going to be good.
It's trouble.
Yeah.
I can smell it.
I can tell you, it's something.
Yummy. And we're here today with Tonya.
Hi.
From Haleigh-Claire's Bakery.
Haleigh-Claire's Cupcakery.
Cupcakery. See, that's like a new word. Cupcakery. Doesn't that sound good?
And tell us, I think it's adorable
Cupcakery.
because you named it after
My daughters.
Okay. That's 2 daughters.
Yeah.
And
One of them's named Cupcakery?
Nope, that's me.
Oh, okay, okay.
She's
You're the
Cupcakery.
Cupcakery part. Okay,
I'm the
got it.
third wheel.
But as you said, it's life is so strange sometimes. And when we were out talking and we'd met, I guess I stalked you on Facebook or Leslie. I think Leslie had found her. Then
Leslie
I
ate a
looked
cupcake.
Did
She ate a
she's already
cupcake.
done
That's
it.
all she
She's
had to
already
do.
done it.
Yeah, she
But
ate the cupcake.
I checked you out online, and you started talking to me, and so tell me a little bit of your backstory and how all this came to be.
My backstory is I'm a freelance court reporter, and I love court reporting. And I prayed forever for a husband, and God gave me cupcakes instead. I don't even know where to go
I
with
love
that.
it. I love it. You know, sometimes always sends you exactly what you need, and not necessarily what you want.
He
at the
apparently knows
time.
better than I do. So court reporting got slow, and I'm a single mom. And so I started praying about how I could pay the bills.
Sure.
Because we still have to live. And I don't bake. It's not like this was a hobby. I couldn't wait to get in it. God said bake cakes. This one weekend, every time I turned on the TV, there would be a cupcake show. And I would switch the station, and it would be another cupcake show. And on on Friday night, I said to my mom, I said, I think God wants me to bake cakes. And she said, honey, you need to re-listen. You didn't hear that right. And I said, okay. So on Saturday morning, I turned on the TV, and it was a Hallmark movie, and it was about a man who'd went away to war, but his wife had opened a cupcake shop.
That's crazy.
And that's what I saw. And it was
That is
and
crazy.
she had called it a Cupcakery. And so I called my mom again, and I said, Mom, I really think God wants me to bake cakes. And she said, honey, you don't even cook. Why would God want you to bake cakes?
Sure.
So the Sunday morning I woke up, and as I scrolled through Facebook that morning before I got out of bed, even though I know that's probably not the right way to go, the first post I saw said, I wish I could have a piece of chocolate cake for breakfast. So I was like, okay.
That's it.
Okay,
I got it.
you want me to bake cakes.
He's been beating you over the head
But I
with
don't
it.
know where to start. I had never been on Pinterest. Like I said, I had never baked from scratch. So I got on Pinterest and I found a recipe and I made it. And being a court reporter, I took it to attorneys' offices because I felt like they might be blatantly honest.
They're
but
blatantly
they would be
honest.
honest.
Right.
Yes. And every time I go to an office, they'd say, that's the best cake I've ever had.
Wow.
And I thought, oh, they're just
See,
being
Mom?
nice.
Yeah.
And it just took off. And now I do shows, which is where I saw Leslie at.
Awesome.
And I have cupcakes and we'll travel.
You know, it's interesting because you've talked about making some variations that I've never heard of before. Talk to me. Was that part of the plan that you're just trying to do something a little bit different?
No, the first person I talked to when I said I knew I wanted to bake or I was going to bake cupcakes, he said, I don't like cake, I like pie. Can you make me a pecan pie cupcake? And I said, who asked for that stuff?
Okay.
So I prayed about it. And it just came to mind. So this is a pecan pie cupcake, and it will get the cream cheese frosting.
And
in
I
a minute.
cannot wait to ingest it.
And it
Yes.
tastes just like a piece of pie.
Wow.
And you know, I'm a little bit like if I had pie or cake, I always choose pie. So this is the one. Talk
Peach
about
cobbler.
this
This
one.
one-
Cobbler.
this one is-
Peach cobbler.
That's genius.
This
Cupcake.
one tastes just like how the peach juice runs into the crust.
Okay. You
on a
gotta-
peach
you gotta-
cobbler.
you gotta stop.
And it gets
Like,
the
I gotta have
vanilla
some now.
icing. See this right here?
Go.
See how
Let's get it.
See how this
Vanilla?
one is dark? That's
Yes.
all the vanilla that's poured into
This
that.
is, so that's what you need for this?
That's what I need.
Okay,
what she
you go
needs.
for it. Show us how to do it.
And it
Can you
tastes
get a
like
shot of that? I don't know if you can see it. Okay.
You can see? Oh, yeah.
tastes like vanilla
Oh, my.
ice cream. So it tastes like you're eating a peach cobbler with vanilla ice cream.
I don't believe you.
And you know what else is great too, though? Like if I'm making a peach cobbler, you know how you keep going back and you get like you've eaten
A little
half
bit
the
more,
cobbler.
a little bit more.
So at least that's a little bit of a portion control.
Oh, my gosh.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, God, for
Okay,
delivering
so-
the message.
Is this like say you're because I've heard that this is a neat one.
This one is Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. So like, could this be a breakfast? Like if you don't have your coffee, you need your Mountain Dew.
Yes.
Does it have caffeine?
It
in
has a can of Mountain Dew in the batter, and then people say, did you turn it green? Well, if you don't turn it green, it looks like pee. Nobody wants to eat pee.
Like nobody wants to eat pee.
So
No.
you turn it green so it resembles Mountain Dew, and then this one actually I made dairy-free. This I brought dairy-free and gluten-free so you could see that you
That's
can
cool.
have
That's
stuff
a
like
big
that,
thing
and
now.
it tastes good.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
charge any different for gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free.
Okay.
That's great.
Because God just provides.
That's right.
That's right. And have you contacted Mountain Dew about this?
I haven't.
Because that's,
We should.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
big.
That's another
Yeah.
thing.
We
And then
will do it for you.
It's got the
What's the
dairy-free icing on it, right?
Is that this one?
It's this
This
bright
one.
white one.
Okay.
Okay, so what's in dairy-free icing?
Dairy-free icing is just Crisco. It doesn't have butter in it, and then
Okay.
it has water versus milk.
Okay.
No powdered sugar?
Well, it has powdered sugar, but
Okay.
it's not got dairy. So,
Okay.
and
Okay.
then you get a little icing, not a lot of icing on this one.
That's okay.
Because
you're having the Mountain Dew.
There's
you can
caffeine.
taste the Mountain Dew in the
Okay.
aftertaste. Yes.
Okay, there's one I want to talk about that you mentioned, coffee or espresso.
Yes,
Is there
that's
one?
this one.
That looks, oh, that's adorable.
This one,
Pretty good, Rob.
a friend of
You want
mine
in,
told me
don't
the
you?
best thing in the world was a chocolate-covered coffee bean. Well, I don't drink coffee, so
Oh,
I
I
put the
do.
coffee beans on the table, and every time I'd walk past them, I'd pray about what I could do to make a coffee bean cupcake. Well, one day God said, Cappuccino. Who doesn't like cappuccino? So it's got cappuccino and the icing with a chocolate covered coffee bean on top.
That's amazing.
Are you gonna pass it off to her too?
She is.
No, I'm gonna make her eat it.
Have you seen her? She doesn't eat cupcakes.
I want the peach cobbler. I'm sorry.
Well, I did too. It was
Well,
so good.
I'll have to make you your own peach
That's fine.
cobbler. There you go.
And then this one was neat to me because who doesn't love a brownie?
Who doesn't love a brownie?
I mean, that's just, you know what I mean?
And my
you can
favorite
ice
is
it.
with the vanilla icing on it.
So that would be this?
That would be that. You want to ice it?
I'll try it.
Okay.
Oh my. You killed it. That's
Thank
such
you.
a good job.
That's a good job, but you're going to have to get faster if you're going to make thousands
Yeah.
of those.
Yeah, the lady at Sprinkles better watch out.
That's okay. But isn't that cute?
That's
look
so
how easy.
cute.
When
Good
you
job.
have the right equipment and. Okay, so
This is the newest one. You want to talk about the newest?
I do, because that looks like something from down south. We
That's
put meringue on
crazy.
everything.
This is banana pudding. It has
Oh
the graham
my.
cracker crust. I make my pudding from scratch. It's my grandma's
I'm gonna
recipe.
try that one.
And then it has pieces of banana and meringue. So it gets baked just long enough to get the meringue brown.
Okay, I'm gonna try this one.
What?
No, I wanted the banana.
Oh, okay.
I love banana pudding.
She wants to try that
So
one too.
good. Can we ship?
We
You
can
think
ship.
We can
I
ship.
do ship.
Really?
One
How
of
do
the
you
We can
ship
ship
this?
One,
cupcakes.
I do ship, and I have a program going where I ship to military soldiers, the ones that
Oh,
are in the desert.
love
If
that.
somebody will contact me with an address, we give you a discount on your cupcakes.
Love that.
And
great.
I prefer them to be in the desert because they can't just walk down the street and go in and get what they want.
That's
they're,
right.
They're serving for us, and they're in the desert, and they don't even have spoons. So when I
Oh.
ship their cupcakes, I have to ship them in plastic spoons.
Oh,
But I ship them in baby mason jars, the little jelly mason jars.
yeah.
They don't move, and they stay as fresh. God has to do some work on them.
That's
They
brilliant.
seal in transit. And that was one of the shows that I watched. It was on Shark Tank that Friday night when I knew God wanted me to bake cakes. It was a woman who had learned how to ship cupcakes.
Yes.
And it's in those mason jars.
And do you put the
Awesome.
icing on it
I put the
too?
icing, it's completely ready to go. I take the wrapper off, and then I send them with spoons so they can dig it right out of there. And they tell me they're as fresh as the day I sent them. And it
you-
takes 2 weeks to get
You don't
to the
have to
desert.
give Mr. Wonderful any of your profits. You're going to keep it all, say,
That's
on the
right.
Shark Tank. 'Cause I
That's
think
right.
he's the one that bought that
That's
idea.
right.
But that's great. You know what?
great.
Kudos, fantastic. Number one, because you listened. If more people would do that, I mean, you are giving clues that this is what you should be doing. And yeah, you can fight it all you want, but if it's truly what you should be doing, you're going to do very well, and we wish you the very best.
Thank you.
Can they find
Thank
you online?
They
Is there-
can. I
okay.
have a Facebook page.
Great.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, we will definitely do that. And thank you so much for coming
You're very
out and sharing.
welcome.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank
And
you.
we'll be right back.
I'm a general dentist. I grew up in Peoria. To have so many clinics through the rural areas, it gives people access to not only medical care but dental care. To have the backup of another dentist to kind of confer with, to have even the medical staff to confer with in this group environment is a tremendous benefit of Christopher and Cesar having the group practices like that in here.
Visit us at crhpc.org.
We have the best selection in Southern Illinois, hands down. Great customer service, clean, well lit.
We encourage people to come in, shop the store, try different things, experience the tasting.
Our staff at all speakeasies are the most knowledgeable. You can call, you come in, there will be somebody to talk to you about what you're looking for.
We have a lot of products here. Whatever you need, we can get it taken care of, whether you come in the store or the drive-thru.
Like us on Facebook to keep up with tastings and weekly specials. Speakeasy Liquors. You're watching The Spiel.
I'm on a sugar high.
Yeah. You know what? Jason said that he needed to leave for a little while we did the cupcake segment, but he stayed. We were able to talk him into staying. You know, he's always watching his figure because he wears those fitted tees.
I know.
Like, do you have a picture? Everybody knows
Got
what
him.
Jason looks like. Okay.
Get a picture of him. He's so cute.
I've asked him before. I'm like, you know, can I buy? And no, I pick out all my own clothes, is what he says.
Oh, he
Can
does.
your wife even shop for you? She does. She knows. She knows that it has to be the Ricky Martin fit. Your wardrobe consultant. Yeah. So where did you've started with the tank tie or what is that? A hanky tie?
Bolo,
What
no.
is it called? Your fashion.
You can call it whatever you want. An ascot.
Oh, an okay. A handkerchief.
Kerchief.
Yeah, a kerchief.
Neckerchief.
Is that because of your fascination with Willie Nelson?
No, when I was a kid, my mom always had one.
It's a throwback to how mom used to dress you. I love that.
I need to give him all my old ones. I've got from all the do-rags I used to.
You
I've got
should
them in
totally.
every color. Like
Oh,
they
every-
match
he
every
needs
outfit.
that.
Like the
He-
neon.
he's wearing
I'll bring
it.
you some.
We were
That'd be great.
Actually, we were just at a shooting a segment for the show.
Yes.
At a concert. and
Shooting a
after
segment.
The concert, a lady came up and was like, "My friend twisted her ankle. Can I have your handkerchief?"
Oh my
And I said,
gosh.
No.
No. She's down. She's hurt. May I have your hanky? No, because it'll mess up my look. I mean, it'll mess up my, thing I've got going on here. So, you haven't even commented. This is the ring that you gave me. You remember?
Oh, I did, didn't
You
I?
did. You made this.
I did make that.
I didn't realize you were so crafty. Like it's a seashell and a bunch of little.
I think we just glued a bunch
beads.
of things on them. But I thought of you because of the beach. And we did finally get to go on the boat.
Yes.
That was something fun.
You got to go on the boat.
I know.
So now we'll show pictures of Serenity Now.
I was impressed.
Yes.
I mean, because I'm expecting the boat with just you go downstairs.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I mean, it was the big deal.
It doesn't have a motor or anything. We just normally.
You need the motor.
But no, it is nice to
It
get
was
out on the
lots of
water.
fun.
You can find Serenity Now there. Do we have a word? Do we have a word this week? Do we want to talk about some maybe kindness, like a long word for kindness that no one's used before,
Great.
or
Or short,
Rob? Why do
short
you
word
look
for
perplexed? I mean, kindness.
I don't know what that means.
All right, Matt's looking it up. He's going to give us something. We should probably be more prepared on this show. Do you think?
Probably should.
Rather than just get up here and sit.
That's
and
okay.
wait.
Well, it's been a good day. It's
It has been a
flowing
good day.
and
It has been a good day.
You know, amiability.
The opposite of.
Amiability? What is that?
The quality of having a friendly and pleasant manner.
There it is. Amiability. The what of having
Amiable.
the quality
Quality of having a friendly and pleasant manner.
being friendly and pleasant,
There you go.
which describes a healthy hippie chef.
Friendly. Not always.
Friendly, not always. 6 syllables? Oh, I better look at it. Let me help. I'm going to need some assistance with this, or else the edit's going to be really hard. It's amiability, right?
Amiability.
Okay. You want to do the first one?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Amiability.
See, look what happens when I look at it.
Try
That's
not to
good.
look at it.
Okay, does it? All right.
Try not to look at it. Me. Bill. T.
Litty. No? Dang
She
it.
does not have a photographic memory.
I don't.
folks.
I really don't. But that's
She is
okay.
a genius, but she doesn't have a photographic memory.
Genius. You said a kind. Thank you, Bill.
Hey, you've been compared to Diane Sawyer.
What?
In my house. Yeah. No, I'm not kidding. As you know,
Diane
a lot
Sawyer,
of they said
wow.
that you can interview someone as well as Diane Sawyer.
Aw, well, that's sweet.
Yep.
No. And I paid people to say that, but it's fine. However you can
It's
get
true.
it, you take it, right?
Which we don't see much of her lately.
We don't. Where'd she
What's
go?
she
And then
doing?
where's Wawa? Barbara
Oh,
Wawa.
I don't know.
I don't know where she
happened
is
to
either.
that?
And Oprah? I mean, where's Oprah? What's she doing these days?
She's got her own network.
You're right. She does. She's kind
See
of
what's
busy.
in store for you? You got.
Hey, there's so much more to come. Just stay tuned. Absolutely. All right. Well, we're going to attempt to be amiable this week, okay? And then we'll see you next week.
Use my hands, glorify and magnify. Release my will to lift you high. I call upon you now on my plans. Devote my all to worship you. Blessings for you, see me through. Again and again, how can I describe the one who saved my soul? Lord, take control. You're everything, yeah. All I need, why I sing, take my heart, all I bring, Lord, you're my identity, yeah. Lifting up offerings, you're my one desire, you're my belief, yeah. Filled with hope, now I see, praises ring, you're my king, stomping out the enemy, yeah. Legend to the cross, I clean, set my heart on fire, fill my heart with songs that make your love so clear, the gospel that we hold so dear, will help me spread the truth from the start. The promise that I chose to bear, the answers that I know are there. I'll follow anywhere. How can I describe the one who saved my soul? Lord, take control. You're everything, yeah. All I need, why I sing, take my heart, all I bring, Lord, you're my identity, yeah. Lifting up offerings, you're my one desire, you're my belief, yeah. Filled with hope, now I see, praises ring, you're my king, stomping out the enemy, yeah. Legend to the cross, I clean, set my heart on fire.
soul. Lord, take control. You're everything, yeah. On my knee, why sing, take my heart on a bring under my identity, yeah. Lifting up offerings, you're my one desire, you're my belief, yeah. Here with hope now.